Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
Police giving and taking violent blows during an arrest in Macomb County. Tonight, the family of the man in handcuffs says officers went too far. The incident right now under investigation. Thanks for joining us here at 6. I'm Karen Drew in for Kimberly Gill.
I'm Devin Skillian. That arrest happening in Sterling Heights last month. The man taken into custody on suspicion of domestic violence. Let's get to Will Jones joining us live. This involved a taser and a dog, and this was just chaos on the video, Will.
That's the perfect way to describe it, Devin and Karen. I spoke with the mother of Gary Young this afternoon, and as you all mentioned, she says police took it too far. She was very upset, and she says the family is considering taking legal action.
Whenever police use force, it always looks bad.
Sterling Heights Police Chief Dale Dwojakowski taking questions after releasing body cam video of the arrest of Gary Young on February 25th. Officers deployed tasers and a K9. The video also shows officers punching Young repeatedly in the head and later kicking him in the head while trying to put him in handcuffs. Police say Young resisted arrest, kicking an officer in the head. This encounter with Young all started following a domestic call. Young's girlfriend and daughter accused him of attacking them.
As the officers are there talking about this assault, he drives right back to the house. The officers see his car. They try to catch up to him. We finally stop him in an apartment complex, and then he's non-compliant.
Police say Young's vehicle reached speeds of up to 90 miles per hour over a 13-mile chase. They say he ran red lights and swerved into oncoming traffic. Down to one tire, police say Young abandoned his car near I-94 in Roseville, where Young was taken into custody. Now, 2 of the officers involved in this arrest are on paid administrative leave pending the outcome of an investigation.
So I saw the force, and I said, yeah, there is a lot going on here. And I wanted someone outside of these walls to do that investigation.
The Macomb County Sheriff's Office is conducting an outside review. The Sterling Heights Police Department is conducting their own investigation. Young is facing a list of charges connected to the chase and that domestic call. He is due back in court tomorrow. We're live in Sterling Heights. Will Jones, Local 4.
All right, Will.
A day of fast-moving developments in the James Crumbley involuntary manslaughter trial. The defense presenting just one witness today before resting its case, and James Crumbley telling the judge it's his decision to remain silent rather than testify. Then came closing arguments and instructions to the jury, which deliberated for about an hour and a half. They will resume tomorrow morning. Sean Lay live at the Oakland County Courthouse. Sean, you got the chance to speak with the mother of one of the Oxford victims.
Right after these intense closing arguments, Karen, you are exactly right. This is the mother of Madison Baldwin. Take a look.
Really, I just hope they take away all the facts and the testimonies from everybody and, just look at the evidence. The evidence is there. The testimony is there. It's very clear. And I just really hope they take that into respect that, we want the justice just like anybody else does.
Nicole Beausoleil, mother of Madison Baldwin, reacting after intense, emotional closing arguments in the James Crumbley trial, from hearing from Crumbley himself about taking the stand.
It is my decision to remain silent.
To prosecutors arguing Crumbley failed the 4 Oxford kids and their parents. Crumbley's defense: school officials in Crumbley did not see the shooter as a threat.
It's not really hard to hear the defense. It's hard to relive it every single time. That's the hardest thing. Just every time you see something, it's different. Every time you hear something, it's different, and it just gets harder and harder.
You don't have to go find it. You don't have to go buy it. It was provided. It was right there. You just watched me do it.
But the final image left with this jury: prosecutor Karen McDonald putting the cable lock on the murder weapon.
I thought that was compelling. It shows, and our theme was, there were just so many little things that could have been done to prevent this tragedy, that being one of them, and one of the simplest. Less than 10 seconds to do what was right.
Back here live, that's Wolfgang Mueller, attorney for Nicole Beausoleil, the mother of Madison Baldwin. Also spoke with the father of Justin Schilling, the father of Madison Baldwin, after closing arguments. Both had a lot of emotion, trying to just stay strong. Of course, they said they may speak to us when there's a verdict. So, Karen, when will there be a verdict? That's the big question everyone wants to know. 9 a.m. tomorrow, the jury will be here. Will they come back with that verdict tomorrow? We'll be right here if they do. Back to you.
All right, always appreciate it. Thank you, Sean.
Charges were brought today in the 2021 death of a Birmingham teenager. 19-year-old Jack McCarthy, the grandson of Detroit radio legend J.P. McCarthy, overdosed on fentanyl in his home on Westchester Street in September of that year. The fentanyl was hidden in Xanax pills Jack had purchased a half hour earlier at a home in Detroit. Well, for the past 2.5 years, Detroit police have been investigating who sold that fatal dose. It has led them to this man, 24-year-old Aaron Miranda. He was arrested just yesterday, charged this morning with delivery of a controlled substance causing death. That is a felony carrying a possible life sentence in prison.
State police are trying to track down 3 car thieves who hit an auto dealership in Lenawee County's Madison Township. Cameras outside and inside CR Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram recorded the men breaking in and then driving out with 2 souped-up Dodge Charger Scat Packs right off the showroom floor. This is the clearest picture of any of the 3 suspects. Take a look from when they stopped with that stolen cars at a gas station. Here's a closer look at the Dodge Chargers themselves. They are the ones in the back. One is silver, the other baby blue. If you know where they are or know who took them, please call the State Police Monroe Post. Ask her for Trooper Lambro.
The U.S. House passed key legislation today that, if signed into law, will force TikTok's parent company to sell to an American owner or be pulled from the U.S. market. It's a move that could lead to something we've never seen, a nationwide ban on one of the world's most popular social media apps.
The clock may soon be running out on TikTok. In a rare show of bipartisanship, the U.S. House of Representatives passing a bill Tuesday that would prohibit TikTok from U.S. app stores unless the platform is divested from its China-linked parent company, ByteDance, within the next 5 months.
This is not a bill to ban TikTok. They just need to sell TikTok to an American owner.
Legislators and intelligence officials warn the app leaves American users vulnerable to the Chinese government.
We know that TikTok has been manipulating information. We know that they have access to Americans' private data, and we know that if asked by the Chinese Communist Party to turn that over, they are by law required to do so.
China calling the move, quote, an act of bullying, while some members of Congress worry about generational impact.
I don't think it'll be helpful with young voters. Taking a step back, I just think it's bad policy.
Many of the roughly 170 million American users, too, have raised concerns.
If you vote for this ban, you are voting against my First Amendment and my way of freedom of speech. You are voting against my small business.
But proponents argue the bill does not infringe on users' speech.
It cannot be used to censor speech. It takes no position at all on the content of speech, only foreign adversary control.
Now, in a statement, TikTok says it will now focus on the Senate, where the fate of the legislation right now is unclear. The Eastside Community Network is a real gem for Detroiters who live on the East Side.
For 40 years, it's worked to address the unique needs of residents. Most recently, that work has included the addition of a wellness center. Local 4's Pamela Osborne stopped by for a visit today to learn more.
When you think about the Eastside Community Network, you may remember that truck that went barreling through the building here last year. Well, on this 313 Day, we wanted to focus less on that and more of the wellness opportunities they provide residents here on the East Side, and a grant that's going to help them do even more.
We talked about breaking your long-term goals into
Tamara Howard is learning and growing. She's one of about 1,600 Eastsiders who call the Eastside Community Network a home away from home.
It's something to say we all live around each other, but we wouldn't have never met each other if we wasn't here. And we live in the same neighborhood.
President and CEO Donna Givens Davidson says at the Studemere Wellness Hub, they've created what didn't exist outside of its doors.
Well, we're in a community where the streets are not walkable, where we have a lot of air pollution, where there are no fitness centers, there's no dance studios, there's no art studios.
You can find exercise equipment, a library, and classes on just about anything from sewing to racial justice to healthy living.
You learn ways to eat right. You know, you be sitting at home and you be thinking you go to Whole Foods, stuff costs a lot of money, but when you come in, you got the Easter Market right here in the lobby.
They do a lot of good here, which is why Donna says it was so hurtful when an armed individual rammed a truck through their lobby with people inside.
I felt defeated when that happened.
It didn't stop their mission to be a safe place for residents. In fact, it only strengthened their resolve.
And so I started envisioning this whole way of pushing back against violence with peace.
They want this to be a place where people can gather and relax. And with a $1 million grant from Governor Whitmer's Make It Michigan program, they hope to make these changes.
Being around for 40 years for this kind of organization, community-based, is really unusual. The way it has evolved has been really astonishing and makes me feel very proud.
In Detroit, Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
That's great. All right, Pam. Well, consider yourself forewarned that it is a beautiful day outside right now.
Look at that.
And there is only about an hour left in our 313-day celebration going on at Valade Park.
Kim Adams joins us with a look at the fun along the riverfront. A gorgeous evening, Kim.
All right, you just got on. God bless you, too. All right, you did. You were just live, so you were on. I told you it's a vibe down here, did I not?
You did.
Yeah, no, it's so much fun down here. They've got music behind us, comedians, food, people down here just walking, bringing their dogs out, and we're here until 7 o'clock tonight, so you still have plenty of time to come down and get on TV live, right? We've got temperatures right now that are still in the 60s. Downtown, it's now 60, I believe 68 degrees. Let's take a check here. Yes, 68 degrees, 67 in Howell, 68 also in Pontiac. So upper 60s, but once the sun sets at 7:37, those temps will start to fall off. But we got up to the low 70s today because we have not had a lot of cloud coverage. The clouds have stayed off to the west and let us have this beautiful 313 day here in Metro Detroit. So for the evening, expect temps to again fall back down through the low 60s, and then by later on tonight we'll drop into the 50s, but still well above normal for this time of year. But come on back, because even though it's a beautiful 313 day, St. Patrick's Day is a little bit different, so we do need to talk about that coming up in a few minutes.
Oh, that 317 day, yeah.